Okay, so this screencast tutorial will be to help demonstrate and teach you how to share a Google folder. So there is a difference between sharing individual documents with collaborators and creating a shared folder that is then shared with an entire team. So there are some differences, there are some advantages and disadvantages of each, and I will kind of go over that, at least the basics of the advantages of a folder in this screencast. So if I open up, wrong screen, if I open up my my drive right here that I've been using in the other screencasts, you can see, in addition to what I had last time with sharing a document, I now have two new documents, one folder and one document in Drive. One is a folder called Sharing a Folder, and one is a document called Google Syllabus. So the concept of sharing a folder is creating a folder, sharing it with a team, and then it becomes like a big bucket. And everyone in that team can then contribute to that bucket, and whatever gets put in that bucket is there for everybody to see. It automatically takes care of the sharing permissions, which is fantastic when it comes to not having to share individual things, and for collaboration, having multiple contributors to a folder. The problem comes in where there are some issues with removing things from that folder, and that will be the topic of a different screencast. But for today, I'm just going to show you how to share a folder. So if I click on the sharing a folder right here, just like sharing a document, I can do the same thing. I can open up the Share tab, and I want to share this folder again with my personal work account. So same process, I'm going to share it with myself. And I'm not going to notify by email, and I'm going to give edit permissions. You can give view permissions as well. Notice you cannot give comment permissions because this is not a actual document. It is a folder. Okay, so I'm going to click OK, and again OK here, and it's going to add myself as an editor of a shared folder. Click Done. Now you can see that sharing a folder now has a little person right there, which means it is shared. There also is the shared text right there next to the folder. Okay, so if I click over on my personal account right here, again, it's not in my Drive. It is in the Shared With Me. So I'm going to click the Shared With Me, and I am sorting by share date, so I see sharing a folder. I'm going to click that. I'm going to add it to my Drive, and it's now in my Drive, a shared folder from HRCSD training. Now if I open that folder, nothing's in it. Well, that's because nothing has been created yet or put in that folder. Remember, look at it as a bucket, and everything put in that bucket is automatically shared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip back to my Google Chrome here where the folder is, and if I want to add things to this folder, all I have to do is drag and drop. So I'm going to take this Google syllabus, say it's a department syllabus between the two of us, and we want to collaborate on it together. I'm going to take it, I'm going to drop, and I'm going to drag it to the sharing a folder. I'm going to drop it in there, and now it's added into the sharing a folder. And I'm going to click the folder, and I see it from my end, it's in there. Okay, and so I can see in the top up here who this is shared with, and who the owner is, and who can edit. So I'm going to click back to my personal work Google account, and lo and behold, in that folder, the syllabus is there. I can open it and make edit to it because the sharing permissions were automatic. Likewise, I'm in this folder right now. I'm going to create a document. And it's going to ask me, create in a shared folder. The created item will have the same sharing permissions as the selected folder. Absolutely, yes, that's what I want to do. So I'm going to create a document. Right now it is an untitled document. and I'm going to have to give it a name before I can close this document. So I'm going to click up here where the untitled document says to give it a name. I'm going to rename it to, let's see, Google Forms Syllabus. Google Forms are an incredibly powerful tool. There will be plenty of screencasts on how you can use them in the classroom, but that's, for the time being, that's what I'm going to name that document. And I'm going to close it. And it's not appearing in the folder, but now it is. It populated. And I can see when it was last modified. I can see who the owner is. And there are things from 2 different owners in a shared folder. Once again, think of the bucket analogy where we have multiple editors and they are all putting documents in from different places, and it's all, the sharing permissions are then automated. If I click back over to Chrome with the HRCSD training account, and I will see that the Google Forms syllabus is now in there. And I never received an email. I never had to click share on the document itself. It was all done automatically for me. So clicking back to my drive, you can see how that can be a very handy thing. However, there are some real serious problems that can arise with shared folders. I'm going to talk about this in the next screencast, and the acronym to remember is DMS. Don't move stuff. So, if you want to know what the problems are, please watch the next screencast so you do not run into some of the headaches that some people do. And as always, if you need any more support, please contact the curriculum team because we are here to help.